got nothing to lose.
So, you guys want to just like introduce yourselves?
If you got a better keeper, you better praise you.
Yeah, go ahead, talk to me, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Republic Theater, Logan,
Cory
and Matthew. We're over from the west coast of Washington. Drove out here, played a little show, Wazoo. Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, is this the first show in a while, or have you guys, like, been doing shows?
We've been doing shows pretty frequently lately, and then over the summer we have a good amount of tours lined up that we, like, can't disclose right now, but
totally.
we got a bunch of shows lined up for the summer. We haven't been out to Wazoo in, like...
It's been a year.
Has it?
Came
Yeah.
back last year. We usually do a couple like frat shows and stuff.
Is that where you guys played last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did Acacia.
Oh, nice, yeah.
So that was,
They've
like,
been
our-
doing more stuff this year as well.
Yeah.
That's rad. So how did you guys like meet each other? How did you guys start playing? What's the story behind that?
Well, Matthew and I, we've been best friends since like 3rd grade, and it's been just our dream to do music since we were little kids. And then 2013, New Year's Eve, we had our first practice like a week or so before. Matthew came up to me and he was like, yeah, we have enough people to make a band finally, and
Yeah, we started off playing Rock Band on the Xbox.
yeah.
Oh,
So we kind
absolutely.
of got interested in that.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah. And I met them. They were, let's see, they were seniors when I was a freshman in high school.
Did you guys go to the same high school?
Yeah, we all went
Okay.
to the same. We all went to the same elementary school. Too.
Oh,
We
gotcha.
all grew up in the same neighborhood. Which
Yeah.
was really funny.
Yeah.
But then in high school, I did like high school jazz band, and so that's where I met like Matthew because he was in there. And then I had like kind of those connections. They knew I was a guitar player, and they needed a guitar fill-in for one show. And so then they asked me like, "Hey, you trying to fill in?" And so I learned all the songs in like a week and a half.
Oh, dang.
Pulled up to the show.
Yeah.
Did something right because I'm.
Yeah, no, it just stuck.
Instantly fell in love with the kids.
What happened to the other guy that you were filling
we
in
have-
for?
Well, it was
Actually,
actually.
I was taking the final.
Oh,
and then someone else
gotcha.
played drums, and then we needed someone to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
So like with coming from, the west side in Seattle area, I mean, I'm from over there as well, and I've been surrounded by like the rock scene and music my whole life. Do you guys have any like Seattle artists that have like kind of really been an influence to you guys in your music, or no, not really?
I mean, just like the Seattle music scene's just, I feel like it really died.
Yeah, no, I
It's
agree.
just become like a tech city.
Mhm.
But what's been really cool from that is that you have like all these bands exploding out of like Everett and Tacoma, right? Because all the artists started getting pushed north and south.
Yeah.
But as for like artists that we really admire, at least when we started, it was like Naked Giants was one that we were like
When we were
kind
young.
of aspiring to be more like, and now it's just kind of, I mean, we started to build more of a community, like especially in the Everett scene,
Yeah.
which has been really nice. But yeah.
Yeah, we have lots of good friends in our community who love their art, but I don't think we necessarily have like a hero.
Mhm.
That we're like looking up to, trying to be like.
No, absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Everett scene's kind of rad. I
Yeah.
like it. I mean, specifically Kyle and forgot something from Common Bonfires.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Caleb.
Yeah,
Yeah, I played a couple shows with them.
yeah, they're cool dudes.
Yeah.
So for somebody who hasn't ever like listened to your guys' music before, what song out of your discography would you recommend them to listen to?
Good question.
I feel like it would have to be anime intro.
I'd also lean towards that, but you have like Anime Intro is such a far leap from all of our other stuff. I'd say Take is like a good song that like kind of represents what we sound like more now. But like if I had to choose just one just to impress somebody, be like, yeah, it's an Anime Intro.
Yeah.
Our genre just like it fluctuates so much.
Mhm.
Where it's like we're never like sitting down and being like, oh, this isn't really our style. Like let's not put out this song. Like
Yeah.
if we write a song and we're like, hey, this is a good song, even though it
Yeah.
sounds nothing like anything else we've done, we're still gonna put it out. It's like
Totally.
that's what we like to do, and that's like I think what kind of set us apart. Because I feel like a lot of people like to just kind of like stay in that narrow lane and just
Yeah.
stick to one genre. But a lot of people have been like, I think it's really cool that you guys just kind of come out and just like do random.
No,
stuff
it is
that.
like listening to the discography. It's like a lot of different unique sounds. You're like, holy crap, is this still the same band? You know?
yeah.
So with that, do you guys like all have different favorite songs then?
like band songs.
Yeah,
Just,
of your guys' band.
I don't think I've ever like talked to you guys about that.
Yeah.
What our favorite song is.
I mean, we're working on our sophomore album right now. And that's coming out in like June 9th. And I think that like one of the songs that we have on there is probably my favorite one we've written. So I'm super excited to get that out in June.
Yeah. I feel like Anime Intro always holds a special place in my heart, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's the one song that we're never going to be able to get away from. And it's like we will have to play that every show, but like every show it's just such a rager that it's like it's just so much fun to play. And that's what I associate that with. It's like the crowd going crazy, everybody moshing and going, just fucking nuts.
What about you, man?
It's tough to pick one. I think my number one is something we haven't released yet.
Yeah.
If I had to show somebody music, I usually show Grim Reaper. I think it's a good representation of it.
Yeah.
It captures all the other
Yeah.
sections of us.
Yeah.
So, like you mentioned the new stuff coming out in June. What's your guys' like typical process with, you know, recording, writing? Like, what's that look like for you guys?
Go ahead and take that, bud.
Yeah, we spent, up until about a year ago, spent all of our studio time like in studios and stuff, and it was cool. And I don't know, it just like got hard when you're paying like a couple grand for a session, mixing and all of that. And so like over the pandemic, I fell in
Also,
love
it doesn't
with.
let us like sit down and actually work with the song, you know, like in the studio. But
And so over the pandemic, I got really into like audio engineering, and because I wanted to like keep growing as an artist when like shows and stuff weren't really going on. And so I started kind of self-teaching myself. I went to like a class to learn a little bit about audio engineering, and so then all of our recent stuff has been moved in-house.
Oh,
Which has
right.
been super nice. And so we rent a little practice space over in like the Everett area.
Sweet.
So we have, we spent, what we would spend on one studio session, we just put it all into a bunch of microphones and nice recording gear, and so now we just kind of have in our own little space.
That's
and,
super rad.
Just a comfortable environment.
so
Get
he
to hang
mixes
out.
and masters everything that we do.
Nice, yeah.
So I mean, everything that we do as a band now is in-house. Like all of our artwork, our merch is made by hand.
Sweet.
Everything's recorded and mixed by ourselves. And
Yeah.
That's super rad.
yeah.
Shifting gears a little bit, do you guys have any like notable like tour or just like general show stories or like fan experiences that you've had?
Just like some good times.
Oh,
Good.
Olivia O'Brien.
Good times.
So we were on like a little West Coast tour.
2018.
That was like 4 or 5 years ago. That was a long
Sorry,
time.
I probably can't swear.
No, you can swear.
Okay.
Yeah, so the website, literally, our website, everything is all good, except from the hours of 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., you can't say it on air. Everything else, chilling.
Fair.
So, yeah, you're all good.
Well, we were in LA, and I had booked tickets to go see Olivia O'Brien while we were there. She was playing a show, and it was like a really small venue. So I bought meet and greets for it, and then I convinced everybody but Cory, because we had another member at that point, everybody but Cory to come to the concert with us. And and Cory had been flirting with a girl when we were down there and decided to not go to the concert, go hang out with her. And then I was joking around the whole entire time. I was like, I'm going to meet Olivia O'Brien. She's going to like think I'm so cute. She's going to find me at the after party. And then missed the meet and greet. But then we met her manager, and he let us into the green room after and introduced me to her. And I was like, yeah, it's our last night in LA. Do you know any parties we could go to? And she was like, and this show is at the Roxy in LA. And there's a bar above it that's called On the Rocks, and it's like this really, like, it's like an industry bar, right?
Gotcha.
And she was throwing an after party up there, and she was like, oh yeah, I have an after party upstairs. Do you want to come to it? And I was like, it's all coming together. And I sprinted out of that fucking room, went out onto the street, found the guys, and I was like, because my phone was dead. And
God.
Matthew, check your phone.
Yeah.
Check your DMs right now.
he checks his Instagram, and it was like a message from Olivia O'Brien was like, hey, like, you know, I'll come down and get you guys. So she brings us up to the room after waiting out there for a bit, and she bought us drinks. She was like hanging out with us, and then she went off and did her thing. We saw her again. We did not tell Cory what we were doing. So Cory had no clue. He was just hanging out with this girl. And we find Olivia and we're like, hey, so our guitarist like isn't with us today. And she was like, what's he doing? Hanging out with a girl? And we're like, yeah. And so she goes, give me your phone. And she takes the phone, opens up Snapchat. She's like, where is he? And I went on to Cory's, and she sends him a video. And we're just in the club. Me and Matthew are gone at this point, and she just goes, "Cory, you're a little bitch," and then hands the phone back to me, and I was like, this is...
Yeah. And meanwhile, like, I'm sitting here, right, and I'm on, like, this... this girl took me to, like, this scenic view of LA. We like, went up this mountain, we're on a bench, we were just like looking at LA, and I get this Snapchat from like Logan.
You're on that like La La Land vibe.
Yeah, no, I was just up there, and then I get a video from Olivia O'Brien calling me a bitch, and it's like, what can you do?
Yeah, no,
you're just a little bitch at that point.
Yeah, I have to own up.
What was your response to it?
I don't remember.
I don't even remember either. I was just like,
did you end up coming through, like pulling up?
No.
What? She didn't want to go meet Olivia O'Brien either?
That was like our last night of the tour. Like they were supposed to go to the show, and then right after the show, we were supposed to go back to Seattle.
Yeah.
Like, and so they ended up just going to the party, just getting shit-faced drunk, and so we couldn't even leave. And so like I think I
in our car
take this girl home, and then I went over there, and they're all like fucked up. Logan's like tripping, walking out of the bar, like face planning, and like everybody's underage too. Like we were like 18, 19 at the time. And like,
that's hilarious. I love that for you guys.
So that's
definitely my favorite tour experience.
He also managed to sneak into the Chinese theater in LA.
God, yeah.
He was wearing basically this outfit, and he had a dad cooler with a banana.
I was wearing cargo.
Wait,
shorts.
like a banana in the cooler.
So in the cooler, and then like a Polaroid camera, and so that managed to almost.
I walked the red carpet in that outfit. It was the
premiere.
It was the Annabelle. Yeah,
it was one of the Annabelle sequels. It was the premiere for it, and I went up to there's this huge line of cars where the cars get dropped off, and then people would take it to park it. And I was like, hey, do you guys think I can sneak in? And they were like, probably not. And I was like, I'm gonna go for it. And so in a red, like faded V-neck, cargo shorts, flip-flops, and a like fabric cooler, strap cooler. I walked up and I asked the security guard that was like passing the cars, and I was like, hey, where's the entrance to walk? And he was like, yeah, over there. So I walked around. And now I'm just like watching these celebrities show their pass and get past the security. And so I walk up and I searched up the director's name of the movie.
It's on Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's on Wikipedia. That's the only information I had. And I was like, I'm gonna fucking get in. And I walk up to the security and I'm like, hey, I said the director's name. I'm blah blah blah's assistant. He needs me in there. His phone's like, he doesn't want me to call him right now. And he's like, well, I'm gonna have you call him and have him come out. And I was like, okay, I'll try. So I walk away and I just go beep, bop, boop, 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 beep, beep, beep. And I hold my phone up to my head and I'm like,
you look stressed.
I'm like, hey man, dude, like, I'm sorry, he's not letting me in. And I was like, okay, yeah, for sure. And so I hang up and I'm like, hey dude, I know you're just trying to do your job. I'm 18. I just landed this assistant position. I don't know how I got it. I know you don't want to lose your job, but I don't want to lose mine.
Yeah.
So I have to get in there or I'm gonna lose this opportunity. And so that happened about 2 more times, and eventually it's like, okay, fine. So I start walking down the carpet, and immediately I get stopped. Somebody, because I'm not supposed to be there. I'm definitely not supposed to be there. And as this is happening, they're across the street, just like watching my head walk down the road.
And on the side of Hollywood Boulevard, just watching this guy.
This lady stops me, and she's like, "Hey, can I help you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm blah blah blah's assistant. I don't know what this guy looks like. I'm blah blah blah's assistant. He needs me to come in," and they're like, "Oh, cool. So then she goes, "Hey," and then motions a guy over, and I was like, I don't know if this is the director or not. And he goes, "Yeah, how can I help you?" And I was like, this is it, huh? I am, and I just said his first name because I was like, hey, if it's him, I can get away with being like, oh, it's another John or whatever. Yeah. So I said, I'm John's assistant. And he was like, oh, okay, yes, you'll know one of these women. So I am now at the entrance of the Chinese theater. And there's these 3 ladies in a booth, and they're like, hey, how can we help you? And once again, I am blah, blah, blah's assistant. And they say, oh, well, what does he need you for? And I was like, well, fuck, that's a good question. And immediately, on the, just no stall, I went, oh, well, he needs his medication, but he doesn't want to make it a big deal, get out. It's in his car. I just need to go in, grab the car keys, go out to his car, grab his medication, go back in. And the plan was, I'm just going to ditch these guys and go see Annabelle. and so they, and I wanted to like take out the Polaroid camera and take a picture, but I was worried that they were going to think I was going to pull out like a gun or something, right? And so she goes inside. And what I can only assume, she goes to the director of Annabelle and goes, "Hey, your assistant's here to grab that medication. Can I get your car keys?" And he was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then she comes back out and she goes, "You need to leave." And I got escorted out by security.
The whole time, the rest of us on the other side of the street, we're just watching him. We can't hear what he's talking about. Every time he gets stopped, we're like, "Oh, he's done," and then they just let him. The second time he gets stopped again, they just let him.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Damn.
He sticks out so much too. Like he's like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
6'5"
Good
against
though, at
pajamas.
just like convincing people.
Dude, I like it. It's a talent. I'm an amazing liar. What a talent to have.
There's some weird energy in public theater called Logan Luck.
Okay,
And it's
yeah.
just like how he gets himself in these situations and somehow just plays it through and gets opportunities from
Yeah.
it. Not from that, but like it's worked another times.
Oh,
where we've
yeah.
got
That's
some pretty
awesome.
cool
That's
stuff,
amazing.
So, yeah.
We go like backstage at Royal Blood. and
Yeah, we
once.
smoked weed
Wow.
with Youngblood.
Wow, what?
Yeah.
We played with him before he was like famous over in
Yeah.
Seattle. It was like his first U.S. tour, and we
Little
opened up
bar,
for him
yeah.
at the Crocodile.
Oh, that was
back bar.
my first concert was there.
Yeah. So we played with him there, and he was like literally nobody. And he's
That's
just sitting there
rad.
like eating pizza.
Such a sick venue too.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
super sick. Yeah.
Literally, like I think I smoked weed in the alleyway outside for like the second or third time
Who
before that
hasn't?
concert. Yeah.
Who hasn't?
That's right. It sounds like you guys have had definitely some amazing times. You said since like 2013, right?
Yeah,
Been
New
almost 10
Year's
years
Eve
now, yeah.
2013.
Yeah, it's been on and off, but that's when we started.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's like when the
Crazy.
band was founded, and then we've taken like a couple years off here and there.
Yeah.
But we've been like pushing really hard for the past like couple years, and it's really worked.
Yeah. No, it's obviously been paying off. I mean,
Yeah.
wow, that's awesome. So I always like to ask just kind of like a fun random question at the end of
Yeah.
each interview. So if you could be like in any book, movie, or like TV show universe, what universe would that be?
Lost Boys.
Lost Boys.
Do you guys know Lost Boys?
I've like heard of it and I've seen like clips of it, but I'm not crazy familiar.
It is a 1983 like horror movie,
Yeah.
like comedy horror movie, and it's got Kiefer Sutherland in it as the main vampire, and they all ride motorcycles. And one of the songs on the album that we have coming out is like based on that movie. And we all recently just got really high and watched it, and then listened to the song that's based off of it. But that's my choice. I don't know about you guys.
I've always been a big Harry Potter guy.
Oh, yeah.
That was my like day one book. I
Have
started
you played the
reading
new
as a
game?
kid. No, I haven't yet.
I haven't.
We've been trying to finish this album, and I know if I had that game, this album would not be done for a couple months. So.
Respectable, yeah.
I mean, my answer is also Lost Boys because I was thinking but to be different, I think I always loved Pokemon since I was a little kid.
Oh, yeah.
So if I had my own little Pikachu, that would
Yeah.
just make my entire life.
Yeah.
That's,
Okay.
Those are some solid answers, especially the Harry Potter one.
Thank you.
I like didn't get into Harry Potter until like last year, so
Dude, I was
I'm, like,
5
very
years
recent
old
with it.
reading Harry Potter.
Wow.
Yeah,
See,
like,
I haven't
big
touched the
brain
book.
over here.
I've only watched the movies,
Dude,
man.
I would read them, and then my parents thought I was like fake reading them just to look cool, and so then they made me like sit down on the porch and read them a chapter and explain what happened, and I was like, yeah, I know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
I'm
Look at you
legit.
now.
Look at
Where
me
did it
now.
all go?
You definitely didn't lie on those like reading logs in elementary school.
Oh, fuck no, dude, I was such a tryhard. Me and my friend, we had like reading competitions. between
Oh,
one of my
wow.
friends and I. Yeah, I was a fucking nerd.
Jeez. Well, I know you guys have the new album coming out in June, but if you guys like have anything else going on, you want to plug any final
We just put
goodbye
out
stuff?
our newest single a couple weeks ago, In My Head. So if you haven't heard that one, go listen to that one.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But
We got Chop Suey.
oh yeah, we
16th.
got a show at Chop Suey on the 16th. We'll be on tour in May, but that's East Coast stuff.
Right. Well, we appreciate you guys coming out to
Yeah, thanks for having
KZUU.
us.
Yeah.
Can I
blast.
ask you guys during your set which song do you guys like want to be like filmed?
Oh.
She's a grim reaper. Don't let her say you got nothing to lose.
Have it recorded.
If you get a better keeper, you better pray she
Yeah, that's the Lost Boys.
Oh, sweet.
Tell you when it is in the set.
Yeah. We can both say like, oh, this is a new one released. That would be
Yeah.
cute.
Sick. Well, yeah. Thank you guys so much. Super
yeah.
appreciate it. Can't wait for the session. Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Don't feel so magical that I bet I'm about to fall. She's going out for great stuff with an every Johnson show. Please don't feel deep in this time. But I feel deep in this time.